Hey everyone, it's me, Sean Capri from If We Read Nintendo. Before we start today's show, I want to give a huge shout out and a geek out and a hug and a thank you to our executive producers, Nick from Next Level Games, Joel Brooks, James Dr. Doom Johnson, and our newest executive producer, Sheldon Benedict. You guys are awesome. Hooray! And I showered for you.
Are you ready?
What I said! Are you ready?
Can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay. You think that you're better?
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Bow to the masters. Break it down.
If we ran Nintendo. If we ran Nintendo. If we ran Nintendo.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 71 of If We Ran Nintendo. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the greatest co-host in all the land, Sean Capri. What is up, Sean?
We did it. I am so freaking excited. Bobby, what a celebration. We are live. Nothing can go wrong. Everything will be perfect.
Yeah, okay.
I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of like Nintendo goodies. I've got my Diet Cola. We are live. Did I mention that we were live and that we did it? Make us better. You guys made us better. I am through the roof. You cannot bring me down, Bobby. I know that it's been a long day. You've been busy with the 1,000 videos per week.
God.
Woo!
I was going to say, we didn't do anything. It's the Patreon people that did it all. And
now I feel like a dick. Thanks. Yep, you're totally right.
They totally came through and pushed it and pushed it and pushed it to the point where we're just like, okay, it's time. We got to do this. And, man, it's been a blast of a ride. I got to be honest with you. Like yesterday or the day before, whatever day, my days are running together. I'm lost, confused. But you were like, you messaged me and you're like, oh my God, dude, what is going on?
Happening?
You're like, dude, because, okay, you get it in the beginning, right? You know when you first start it, you're going to get the push. You're going to get everybody, you kind of feel like everybody that's going to do it is going to do it. And then all of a sudden, dude, it was just like, what's going on here? Like, what exactly is this all about, man?
Yep.
And I was just like, oh, this is nuts. So I don't know. Real quick before we get into it, Josh, I can still see the stream going, so you might need to refresh. I just want to let you know on that. So here we are. If We Ran Nintendo, episode 71. It's kind of cool that it's a 1 that we started, so it's kind of like, boom.
Oh, I like it.
Check mark. Here we go. But man, I am super hyped and happy that we were able to do this, man. This is it was a little nerve-wracking because I've done other live shows. I mean, I just did one last night. You know what I mean? Like, come on, I do this all the time. But this
was gone to Chris, man. That's huge.
Yeah, that was
a great talk, man. Good job. I was babying all at the same time, so I couldn't.
I was
really
wondering
get
if you were there because when I started,
like by the time you guys were just closing up, I'm like, I could squeeze in a message right at the end. I wanted to make sure at least to let you know that I was there, but that was so great.
Well, my thing was because when I was talking about you, I was like, I didn't know if you were there hearing it or not. You know what I mean? And I was like,
but even if I could type, like, that's the moment where I'm like, okay, thank you. Like, but
I know.
I'm not going to chime in at the same time. But yeah, man, that's.
So let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode with
Geek outs. Good. I have so many geek outs, Bobby. Holy crap. There's so many geek outs. Look at all these things to geek out about.
Shout outs, Sean. Shout outs. Dude, what is that Odyssey case?
Show. This is an early edition. This is for Canadians only of Mario Odyssey. You can open up and see the cartridge. No, I'm just kidding. It's empty. Chelsea pre-ordered. It was my birthday a couple days ago. So Chelsea pre-ordered Mario Odyssey for me. And the folks over at EB Games were so gracious to give her a little fake case and take a printout of this. So it's pretty cool though, right? Like,
yeah, that's
pretty
awesome.
legit.
That is. I would have freaked out. I'd be like, "You got the game already?" Open it up and be like,
I
threw the
did.
thing across the room. Like, what did you do, woman?
Yeah, I dropped the baby. I stepped over the dogs. I'm like, let me play this now. But no, man, I'm pumped. Like, I'm me. I'm a digital kind of guy. But like every now and then, you get your hands on something like that, even though it's totally fake. I'm pumped. That's what I'm geeking out about.
We'll do something a little different, Sean. A little different.
Oh, okay.
A little different with the shout-outs. I want to give a shout-out to Nick Milicia, Joel Brooks, James Johnson, Sheldon Benedict, Nintendo Dads, Ryan Black, Gabe Hills, Grouchie Serge, Jacob Rush, Luke Lohr, Antonio Guillen, Garret Bland, Ryan Turford, Chris McCrackin, John Wahl, Dallas Robbins, Mark Carabin, Matthew Knight, Seamus Mullins, Mitchell Popish, Todd Oxtra, Andrew Semicek, Big Marky P, Andy Penezic, I think that's how you say his name. Sorry if I didn't. Adam Leonhardt, Josh Stapleton, TJ Centula, Gary Gray. That is all of our Patreons. That is everybody that helped get us to this point, that put us here. They all deserve a massive shout out. That is, man, we don't do this.
That's a lot of people, man. Holy crap.
It is a lot of people.
That's like the size of my graduating class in high school. That's like all of them.
East Bumble F in
I went to
Canada?
a small school. There's bigger schools. I went to a small. I'm trying to say there's a lot of people. Come on.
I understand you're saying a lot of people, but good Lord.
Yes,
man.
this is dedicated to all of the amazing patrons. You got me kind of messing that thing up now too. I started saying Patreons instead of Patreon.
I could care less, man. It's Patreons. I don't care.
Patrons
on Patreon. You know what? That's the dumbest name in the world. Whoever thought of that stupid stuff?
I love it.
So I wanted to give a shout out to all those guys because they are all phenomenal. Again, we don't get to this point right now without them. So huge shout out to them.
I think it's so exciting that together this is happening. Like it's because people want this that this is happening. I think that is just so cool. Yeah. And like when we started doing the whole like stretch goals, like, okay, we got forever. This thing isn't gonna happen. And like it hasn't been that long, Bobby.
No.
Has it been 2 months, maybe?
It's not even 2 months.
I don't think it's
not even 2 months yet. No, because we've received one payment so far.
Yep.
So we didn't even get the second payment yet, and it's like,
yep.
Holy crap, dude, this is insane. You know what I mean? It's nuts.
Are you excited about the next milestone? Because I'm pumped about the next. Like I thought, if anything, we might limp.
I'm already doing my milestone now.
The next one for 150, right?
I know, 150. I do live streaming of games.
Well, that's your own fault.
I said it to Toby yesterday. I said that Sheldon was yelling at me when we were originally setting up stretch goals because I do everything for free. I had no choice, man. You know what, man? This is.
You're having a great time though. That's the thing that is so odd, and it's so clear. You jump on and you're ready to go, and you're like, I don't know if I should want to do the streaming stuff, man.
I know, and now I'm like,
stop it, Bob. You got your setup, you got your room, all the amiibo behind you, and Splatoon is like the perfect game right now.
Honestly,
because everybody is jumping on.
Honestly, it's like I get in there. I played till 2:00 in the morning yesterday.
You are a new person. Dude, you don't do 2 in the morning.
I know, 2 in the morning. I didn't even know my clock. I didn't even know clocks had 2 in the morning. Honestly, I was just like, I'm gonna go. But I started at 9 when I got done with Gone to Chris. I started at 9. I started rolling. I was like, I'm going to go till 2. And then all of a sudden, man, and dude, Joseph Moran right there with me the whole time. Yeah, Jason Lacey right there. And they both, about an hour before I'm getting ready to shut down, they're both like, all right, I think this is my last match. I'm like, come on, guy. I told Joseph, I'm like, Joseph, you can't do another 50 minutes? Come on, man. You could do another. He stuck it out the rest of the time, man.
Oh, dang.
It's funny. But I want to give, okay, so I need to give a shout out and apology real quick to Jason Lacey. So last week when we gave him the shout out, right, and we were talking about Splatoon, I kind of brushed it off that like I was able to catch up to him and do that. That dude tore me a new a-hole yesterday.
Oh,
like really whipped my butt. Like to the point where it was like every time I looked up, he's killing me. And he was just smoking me all night long. But he is seriously, in my opinion, one of the top guys that I've seen that I'm playing against. Like,
it's the power of the beard.
He just, dude, he'll jump out, change his weapons, and comes back just as good as when he left. Like, a lot of times, you change weapons and you come back, and there's a learning curve. You need to
Dude,
figure it out.
that's what I'm going through right now.
No.
I know, big time. And it'll take me 3 weeks to figure it out.
Not him. He's, like, in, out. He's killing the same as he was before. And he's just, like, jumping all over the place. So, I wanted to give a shout-out to him. I wanted to give a shout-out to Eric Plunk, who also... So... Those that watch the stream, they really...
Hang on a second, Bobby. Before you even go on, here's what I want. I want to put an idea in your head, okay? Because I think that you can have something really special on your hands.
Yeah.
You, and it has to do with your whole, like, WWF promo thing. I think you should be, like, the general manager of the Super Indie Podcast All-Star team. And you're going to go to the World Championships, man. You're going to take this crew. You're going to, like... Yeah, you're gonna send them little care packages in the mail. Little like you're gonna write a strategy guide. You can be like the old man from Karate Kid.
I'm ready, Mr. Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi. We're gonna do the crane kick when we get there. We're gonna.
That's what I'm talking about. Just one move, boom, squid kick to the face.
We're gonna go into a little funny story. So Friday into Saturday night we're playing, and it's about midnight. This dude from Japan. We just called him Japan. Because it was all Japanese. It was Japanese writing. We didn't know.
Are you sure it was Japanese though?
Okay, maybe it's not. But we were calling him Japan, all right? And we were just like, all right, your name's Japan. He was lighting us all on fire. Everyone, even Eric Plunk was like, this dude is insane, man. He was bad to the bone, right? So
draft him.
He leaves.
Get him on the team.
The dude, Plunk leaves, right? And I'm like, I get on Twitter, I'm like, Eric Plunk needs to get back here now. We need firepower. You couldn't even move, and he's killing you, right? Everybody was like, oh my god, this guy is nuts. Don't you know he comes back? Thank you, Nintendo. Thank you, Reggie. Thank you, Bill Trennan. Thank you, Kimishima and Miyamoto and all you guys. You team Eric Plunk with Japan. They both start tearing, like, it was insane, dude. But it was the greatest night ever.
At least you're able to rule out the possibility that Eric Plunk is Japan. Like,
well,
at least you saw them both in the same place at the same time.
Because they did both leave, or one left, and it was like, okay. Real quick, I just want to...
great ruse. Yeah, what's up to the chat?
Yeah, that's what I said. We have 16 people in the chat. Josh Stapleton, Joseph Moran, Nate Stein, Cherie. Cherie started playing with us last night.
Is it Cherie or... I'm going to say Shreya. What's up, Shreya?
I'm going to say Cherie.
All right.
Mew Mew. I'm going to call her Mew Mew because I'm on that level. I can call her Mew Mew.
Oh.
Because she was killing me a bunch of times last night we were playing.
What do you call me? What's your pillow name for me?
That's not a pillow name. Jesse Sakin is here. Lucas Lohr. Nintendo Family Gaming, which is Joel Brooks and PK Ben. But another shout out that I wanted to give was to my man Joseph Moran. Dude, he's another one. On fire. Brandman, what's up?
Brandman's here, yes.
He was lighting it up last night. And you know what the funny thing is this is what... Here's Joseph Moran. Joseph Moran likes to hide by the spawn point. They call him a spawn camper.
Yep, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Not at all. You come up, out, and the dude kills you. And it's like, every level that you think, they can't get me, I got a couple minutes so I can... No. There's Joseph. He figures a way on every single map. He is sneaky as hell, man. So sneaky. It's insane. Hydro Pump, how are you doing? He just... You know what? It's the jersey in him. That's the thing.
Is it?
We smell our own. We smell our own, man. So, because I'm a little classy. You know what I mean? I'm from South Jersey. He's more North Jersey.
Is there a wall?
Well, you get closer to New York, and it's kind of where the sewage from New York kind of drops into New Jersey. That's the point.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So it's, you know what I mean? So, so anyway, that's him. That's my boy. I love Joseph, dude. Seriously, like he's insane. My final shout out is going to be for Gonda Chris. So Justin Matsian, man, thank you for coming. Awesome to see you, sir. But Gonda Chris, so much thank you for doing a live stream last night. She is such a blessing, man. She is so nice and just amazing. Like,
you know what's the best thing about, well, maybe not the best thing, but what was really kind of great to see, aside from her talent, obviously, and she's an amazing person, but the thumbnail for your episode with her, like, she's just this smiley all the time, that of course they grab this like great picture of her. She's just having a great time. I'm looking at her right now underneath the voice chat. She's just like hand up like this and like this bright $1,000 smile, $1 million smile. Is that it's got to be $1 million smile. Amazing. She's just so happy and just so gracious with her time, and it's so great to see you guys connect last night. That was awesome, dude.
That was amazing. Do you have any shout outs before?
One
second. Rigo Lara, how you doing? And Justin Masson, again, thank you, dude, for that. That's awesome. We are very happy that we got to this point with Patreon. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna. Everything is just echoed 2 times, 6 times of what you're saying. This is all dedicated to all of the patrons and everybody who made this happen. It's so exciting. Like, there's just a new like electricity. I do this like kind of like cupping the balls a little bit. But it kind of little focus on YouTube. Obviously, this is going to be just out on the podcast every week. Still, that doesn't change. But hopefully, it translates. That the electricity of the live broadcast translates to the podcast as well, which will still go up every Wednesday.
Here's the way, just so people understand too. This is the way it's going to work. So we do the live show today, now. Then I shut it off. Like, when we get done, I'm shutting it down. Like, you watch it live and that's it. And then Wednesday, it'll go back up. So it's not one of those things where it's not like Nintendo Talk Live or whatever, where I record it or we do it on YouTube and then it stays up. It's going to go up for everybody to watch right now. Then we're going to shut it down and we're going to move on. Like, it's not, we're going to basically, this is kind of like a sneak peek to Wednesday. If you get a chance to be here, you get to be here.
Part of the show.
Yeah, you get to be
in
part
the
of the show.
chat.
And you can throw questions at us or yell at us if you think we're stupid for something we're saying, because I do that a lot.
I need that, actually. I need you guys to keep me in check, because I've been going off a little bit, and Bobby just is too tired to keep me in check. So I need everybody else
to keep you in check. Last time I kept you in check, you told me to F myself.
That wasn't the last time.
That's true.
That wasn't the last. There's been times in between that. But the coolest thing, and just the way that the Patreon has been built out for us is that, the patrons make this happen. Yeah. But the access is for everybody.
Yes.
It means that we are live for everybody to come be part of the chat. It's not locked away, but it's because people who are dedicated and want this to happen, they make it better. They literally are making this better for everyone to be part of. So, Justin Masson, I'm sure I see just cap locks, so I'm sure he's just talking smack.
He said you were stupid, just practicing.
Gosh, like what did I? You left us, Masson.
Yes.
You left us.
Yeah. No, you know what? Masson didn't leave us. He left the Nintendo dads. He didn't leave us. He still...
No, Canadians. I mean, not you, like Canadians.
Stop. He was trying to get away from Prince Eric and get to not paying $90. Yeah, Prince Eric.
Our Prime Minister is Prince
Whatever. It's Prince Eric from Little Mermaid.
Yeah. Took me a second. I'm like, his name's Justin, but I'm the slow guy.
Looks like Prince Eric to me. Anyway, he needed to get away from that $90 for a Nintendo game and get.
Hey man, we're making a comeback.
Get to the land of like normal paying games, like over there. Actually, he's not going to want to go back to Canada afterwards. He's like, I'm going to leave until they fix this pricing.
What happened?
So I wanted to talk about something before we jump into this, because I just read this a little bit ago. Go Nintendo and a few other outlets are saying they're reporting on a rumor. And I wanted to kind of discuss this because I wanted to see how you thought about it. So basically what they're saying is the rumor that's coming out is that Nintendo told Walmart to cancel all the pre-orders, and that's why they canceled them. The rumor comes from, I guess, somebody might have went into one of them live chat things and questioned a Walmart rep, and they said Nintendo told us to cancel them. So there's no validity to this at this point, but
totally.
Websites are actually reporting on it like it's real. I think Wario64 even reported on it too. And I just feel like you're doing a disservice when you report rumors like this. Like, you're reporting them and you put the rumor on there. But when you go to the actual website, the website treats it like it's legit, and You know, at the very end, it's like, oh, take it with a grain of salt. But your headline says one thing.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's disingenuous to do that.
I totally agree.
And I feel like...
It's because it's the hotness right now. And it's the CNN model of, we don't know anything, but we're going to speculate to kind of keep you on this story and keep eyes on it. And yeah, man, it's just a shame of the way that whole side of business works, is that you get eyes on it, whether or not it's totally clickbait, just a mess.
Because the thing of it is that so as you start to read the article and you divulge in a little bit,
make that the thumbnail for today's episode. Make it like the title, like Walmart told to cancel, like, or make it like, if we ran Nintendo, would we tell Walmart to cancel the pre-orders?
Well, if I ran Nintendo, I would tell
news.
Walmart to cancel the pre-orders, and this is why. Because apparently, the actual...
Would you?
Yes. You know why? Well, no, I wouldn't. Two things.
Like
there's two mindsets. One, they way oversold.
Oh, probably. Yeah, for 40 minutes that it was up.
They said that the number, they did actually put the number, it was like over an hour that it was up.
Yeah.
The number was too astronomically high that there's no way they could give Walmart that many units. So I think Nintendo looked at it, was like, guys, you got a problem on your hands. We can't even...
What a great way to, like, measure the enthusiasm and the excitement. Like, just do, like, a fake pre-order. And be like, no, it was a technical error, but, like, actually we kept careful track of all the orders.
Yeah.
And we're like, ramp it up.
Yeah.
Ramp up production.
This is only round one. We still got another 4 stores to go after this. But I think... it's a mess. But I think, truthfully, I wouldn't have. What I would have done is I would have given them their allocation, and I would have said, keep the pre-orders locked in at this moment.
Yeah.
Or I probably would have said to them, look, we have an idea. We're going to probably allocate you 1,000 or 100,000 units or whatever. Anything over 100,000, start canceling them.
Right.
And then at that point you go, well, we oversold. And it's not a bad story for you and for them and everybody. I think they totally botched this by letting it go,
like a United
as long as
flight
it
a
did.
little bit.
But I feel like they should have at least, because this hurt Walmart more than anything. I think the sales...
Do you think so?
Pissed a lot of people off, man.
I feel like people are jumping right to Nintendo on this one.
It's hit or miss. It depends on who you talk to. Some people are smart enough. Some people are smart enough to go, this is Walmart. Walmart clicked the button to make the thing go live. Some people go deeper and further and go, this is Walmart here, but overall the culture that's been created, this frenzy, is Nintendo. That's the way I fall. That's the camp I fall under. I look at this particular situation. This is Walmart, but the way we're acting, the frenzy, the lack of communication that that Nintendo is putting out there for people, and overall, it's creating this culture, and this is what's making people so nuts to some degree for this thing. Like, people shouldn't be acting like this before pre-orders go up. You know what I mean? Like, people should be acting like this after all the pre-orders are done. And then it's like, oh my god, I gotta figure out, am I gonna take off work today? Am I just gonna give it a shot? Like, what do I... That's how it should be. Not before a pre-order has even happened, people freaking out. Like, that is nuts.
You know what it is? It speaks to the damaged relationship that we all have, Bobby. We've talked about this for a long time. We talked about it at the beginning of the Switch launch. We've all been hurt a number of times by Nintendo. Yeah. And then before they really even do anything, we're kind of anticipating, like, ooh, is he going to hit me again? Oh, I don't want that again. But I don't want to leave Nintendo because I've had such good times, and I know that deep down Nintendo loves me. But holy crap, I can't take these bruises anymore, Bobby.
That's that's how it was when I was a kid. My dad.
It's a dark analogy.
Yeah, my dad.
What's up, Dallas Robbins? Yeah, man. You got so. And Patrick, Nintendo, what's up, guys? I'm going to do a late shout out. I was on Game Moose podcast with Brock McLaughlin and Ryan Turford, and we were talking about this as well. And I want to pose this question to you. Do you think this is a matter of pre-orders that just went up too early? Do you think we will ever get pre-orders from Walmart and these other...
Well, Target's already come out. Target's already come out and said we're putting pre-orders up. Now, Target also didn't wait for Nintendo allocations last time, and they just threw them up.
And we've seen that with Amiibos as well, where they didn't wait for allocations. And I know GameStop especially, and EB Games as well, here in Canada, giving out pre-orders and like, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way to do it.
So, okay, if you go back to E3,
let's go back.
Doug Bowser was questioned, and he said, we learned from the NES Classic. I feel like I've been a jerk and been facetious when I talk about this. I'm like, oh, did you really learn, Doug? You know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the
5-foot cords instead of 2.5-foot cords.
Yeah. But my thing is I think they're smart enough to have learned that pre-orders need to go up. Because I'll be honest with you, I really think, part of me really thinks they weren't going to put pre-orders up for the Switch. And they saw the cluster that came out of the NES Classic and then said, guys, we better do pre-orders. This is going to be bad if we don't do pre-orders. So, because I really think that their idea to fight scalping and all that stuff was to just not do pre-orders. Let you just show up at the stores, first come, first serve. We can limit it to one, so on and so forth. But I think they recognized that was a mistake. And I think they said, okay, we're gonna shift back. We got to go back to pre-orders. I think they learned that they got to do pre-orders for this. That's just my feeling. My feeling is it has to be.
I feel like pre-orders are easier to manage scalpers than the physical. Like, scalpers have been doing this long before the internet was around. So to say that is kind of like, well, yeah, they've been doing it forever. Like, at least you could say, like, deliver to one address or something like that. I don't like one per address or something like that.
Well, there's also guys that have like programs that are like they just hit a button and just ordering a bunch of stuff. But ultimately, too, this.
Hey, your wife's here. You haven't seen her in a while, but your wife is in the chat, by the way. Sorry, Tony. Bobby's hanging out with internet people 24/7. He's working, so they can be streaming.
Jesus. Patrick from the Nintendo Talk is also here. He has a question. Let's jump into his question real quick.
Yeah.
So he says, how do you like the selection of games for the SNES Classic?
I'm pumped.
What has you so pumped?
I haven't played a lot of these games, Bobby. I'm not like you. I haven't played a bunch of them.
That's true. I forgot you were a shelter child. And
I was, 4 kids. My dad only worked, and my younger brother had high blood pressure from playing video games, or that's what they told us anyways. So, yeah, man,
Are you kidding me? That's the excuse?
That's what I heard. Yeah, man. That's our reason. I mean, I'm sure it was just like money, but that's what they told us.
Stop, Sean. You're gonna. At the 27-minute mark, you're going to show this video to your dad, okay? Mr. Capri, could you please, in the future, come up with a better lie than to blame the reason that you, I'm not going to say a bad parent, the reason that you don't want to be a better parent and to give your kid love and enjoyment through a video game system, you blame another child. Not good. Not good.
Plus, neighbor Matt had it all, so
it's just like just go over to neighbor Matt's house. We don't have to listen to it.
Like, why would I spend money on this? They got everything.
That's funny.
It didn't matter, but that meant like bigger games. Like we would play, like Star Fox and like Street Fighter and stuff like that. But bigger games, we just never really played. And another thing, my younger brother deleted neighbor Matt's Zelda save. And we were never allowed to touch a gold cart ever. No matter what happened, we were just not allowed to touch any of those cartridges.
That's horrible.
Yeah, man. I know. It's tough. So I'm pumped. Like, I'm just having a look at this, and like of all the games, I think Secret of Mana I never played that. I never played Earthbound. I never played Super Mario RPG. And I would love to dive back into Donkey Kong Country, one of my favorite games of all time. No matter what Jacob Rush thinks from Nintendo Nostalgia. Mega Man X, I'm pumped for. How could this is a stellar lineup, dude.
For me, it's like, I'm not.
Bobby, come on.
I want it. I just don't want to. I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm trying not to get myself so in a frenzy for it.
This is the generational gap between us.
Well, no, because this was my favorite. No. This was my favorite console of all time. This is my favorite.
Explain yourself, then.
This is my favorite.
Explain yourself.
Well, part of me's already got one pre-ordered on the backside, so I'm just like, whatever. I got a friend in England that hooked me up, so it's just like, whatever. No, honestly, I am excited for it. I'm excited. There's a couple of things I wish they would have put in there, and I think that's where I'm a little like I wish they would have put Mario All Stars in there with Mario World, like that.
Yeah, that's a miss.
That's a miss. There's a couple of misses in there. I wish they would have put Chrono Trigger in there. They didn't do that. But Secret of Mana is an amazing game. Final Fantasy 3, that's probably the game that I'm really looking forward to playing.
Yeah, I've never played that one either. Never played Castlevania 4.
But honestly, I mean, I'm sitting here and I got this thing sitting in my drawer. I haven't even been playing it. Like, it's like, took it off the thing.
You know how many people are so mad at you right now?
I know. But it's just like...
Just like casually, just like grabs his,
I know, but you know what the thing is?
Ultra rare
Well, the
console.
thing I realized was, and I hope happens, I hope that Retron does an SNES Retron. Like they did with the NES, like they did the Retron HD, which I can play HD NES games. I hope they do that, because I would love to play that. It's easier to stream and all that stuff. So
and speaking to Josh Stapleton's question, does neighbor Matt still game? He does, and he's actually been playing a lot of that Retron stuff, and even like his old Sega games. We're playing Lethal Enforcers just with the controller on a giant 50-inch screen. It's hilarious, man. Yeah. Sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to get to that.
No, it's fine. Really. It's fine. Now, there was a question. This was posed to me on Twitter a long time ago. Ancient Twitter. And I totally forgot about it. You know what I do? I take a screenshot when someone asks me a question, because that'd be a good question we could bring up.
Oh, good. That's a good idea.
And then I just forget about it. And then I go through my pictures one day. I'm like, oh, look at this question. I got to answer it now. But I tweeted at him today and was like, hey, we're going to answer your question on If We Ran Nintendo today. If you want to come check it out or not, just listen to us on Wednesday. But it's from N1 Arc on Twitter. He says, hey, any good arguments to try to convince my friends that Nintendo is good? I only have team... I only have team PS4 friends. So this is the generation, sadly, that we're in, where it's hard to, sometimes to. There's a lot of.
This could be from neighbor Matt. Because he asked me this all the time. He obviously grew up on Nintendo. He was like, that's where I got my entire Nintendo experience. He needs new friends. You're right, Patrick. Neighbor Matt needs new friends too, because I'm just the worst. But he has since moved on. Like, for him, it was like PlayStation came out with Metal Gear Solid and it opened up this whole new world. And for him, he didn't want to keep playing like Mario forever. So I think that's kind of like what we're up against is people who have been kind of, they get new experiences elsewhere and they look at Nintendo and see it as being like same old, same old.
I look at Switch and I go, this is the console. This is the one that you go, guys, we could be sitting, this is how you poise it. If you're at school, you go, guys, it's lunchtime. We could all be playing Mario Kart right now. Can't do that with the PS4. You guys go to a sleepover and it's like, hey guys, we could all be playing Splatoon right now. Can't do that with your PS4. You know what I mean? Like, and what I mean by that is like you would all be playing your own consoles online together, playing against other people, just having a blast. Like, so much fun. And I feel like now Nintendo has it set with Zelda and Mario coming, and then what they're doing now with Splatoon and Mario Kart 8 and Mario Rabbids. Like, they're in a spot right now where it's really solid for them. The hardware is good. Everything is, like, here's Sam Banks basically saying, like, the Switch is great for college. Like, it's amazing. Like, I can't even imagine if you had, like, if I was in college and had, like, 4 or 5 of my buddies that all had Switches, every Friday night, every Saturday night, go to one of the dorm rooms, sit around the table, eating chips, hanging out, drinking beers, playing, it would be amazing. You know what I mean? Like, it could be a lot of fun, honestly. And I think they've done something with this couch co-op. They've brought it back full circle. And games that, what I love about this is, you know how many times in the past we've always said, like, man, this game would be perfect on a Nintendo console. This game would be excellent. And it's happening now. Like, those games are now showing up on Nintendo. It's like Nintendo woke up a little bit. They sometimes you get knocked down And it all depends on how you get back up and how you handle yourself, how you dust yourself off and move forward. And it seems like the Wii U was like a kick to the stomach to them. You know, they went from the Wii, where they were gods, nobody could stop them, nobody could beat them. Like, dude, they were literally, before the Wii, the laughing stock of video gaming. With the game, you know, the GameCube had power and such, but like nobody looked at them as like real gaming and all that. And then they go to the Wii and they're sitting there looking down at Sony and Microsoft like, where are you guys at? No, you guys ain't even close. See, we're going. Then the Wii U comes and it's like they can't even get out the starting blocks. It's like they took a step and fell flat on their face and they couldn't get back up. You know, it's one of the. Do you ever see the Mike Tyson fight against Trevor Berbick when Mike Tyson wins his first title ever?
No.
He hits Trevor Berbick so damn hard that he goes down. And you gotta go watch the video. He gets up and then staggers to the left and falls into the ropes. And then gets back up and then falls to the right and falls back down again. And the referee's like, dude, you're done. You can't move them where it's over. And that's how I feel like Nintendo was. Like, here's the champion. They're walking in, and Microsoft and Sony just wailed him and laid him out. And here it is. He's stumbling. But it's like they finally got their composure now with the Switch, and they're really coming strong. They're really full force and hammering it home now. So I think that, if anything, now's your chance to convince your friends, like, guys, look at these great games. Like, you have Zelda. Zelda is going to go down as probably one of the greatest video games of all time, in my opinion.
Yep. I totally agree. By the way, just a quick aside, anybody who's watching this later, be sure to just take a quick pause and maybe even just go back to Bobby's great rant there and watch the video alongside it. Watch the video of Mike Tyson versus Trevor Berbick, because as you're talking about Nintendo coming back, like, sure enough, there's Mike Tyson just like boom, boom. That was a great time for me. I just wanted to share that experience with everybody.
Is that not the greatest knockdown ever? Like, the dude is like, the term punch drunk has never been so perfect on anything.
I never even put that together. I didn't know that that's what that meant.
Yeah, that's totally what it means.
Perfect sense.
Well, that's not what punch drunk. Punch drunk normally means like at the end of the boxer's career, they're just like done. They're just, you know.
Didn't know that either.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
So Zelda being like new and fresh, I think is the way that you say to people, like, Nintendo isn't the same as before. Like, we had been playing the same Zelda game forever and ever and ever. But like, look, Nintendo took a couple years. They sat back, they watched everybody else and said, look, this is how you do an open world game, and redefined open world action adventure. And that's all. Like, it didn't matter who it was, if it was Nintendo or Sony or Microsoft, like, you're gonna have to pay attention to that. It happens to be Nintendo, which makes us very happy. Yeah. But that's what breaks down all the barriers of it being childish or the same old. Like, there is now no longer any argument that Nintendo is back at the forefront of not only creating innovative hardware that people actually want, but also creating the best games. Yeah. Twilight Princess, I don't think anybody was saying was the best game. Skyward Sword is trash. I'm just kidding. It's not trash, but it could be better.
The controls are trash.
The
game is really good. The control, if you can get past the controls, it's a good game. But the story is phenomenal. The art is phenomenal. The controls.
Flying that beetle around.
They eat balls, man. Straight up.
Yeah.
All day long.
Jason Lacey's balls. Do you think Jason Lacey's, you think they have a beard too? Imagine if his head.
Don't come on! I don't want to think about that.
What if they look the same?
Good God, who wants to think about Lacey's balls? Not me.
Well, we like Jason Lacey a lot. He's a good guy.
He's a great guy.
Flex the pose. He did. By the way, shout out to Jason Lacey. He did like a 35-minute podcast by himself.
Really?
Yeah, man, he killed me. He just he's like, here, I'm doing my solo podcasting, like Sean Capri, We the Gamercast. I'm like, I can't do 35 minutes. He killed it. He did all his segments.
There's some days you're like going on and on. I'm like, Sean, where's the show? Where's We the Gamercast? Like, where's the interview? And then all of a sudden it's like, I look down and I go, holy crap, he just ranted for 20 minutes. Like,
I know. I gotta tighten that up. I gotta do a little better.
No, it's
but
fine.
Shout out to Jason Lacey and his beard balls.
That's awesome. Okay.
So yes, you should like Nintendo.
So
no reason not to.
Yeah, I think.
Except for that app. That app's a good reason not to.
No, the app is good. The voice chat sucks. The app.
That's true.
I like the app.
That's
a lot.
true.
really like the
I'm
app.
actually excited about this too. I remember when Microsoft came out with their app with Smart Glass. I was excited about that, like new way to interact. And there was thoughts of like when you play Madden, it was basically like the Wii U.
Yeah.
Where like if you were playing Madden like on your phone, you would pick your plays, and that would impact the game too. I hope Nintendo, this app I could see being kind of like the second screen experience, being through your phone. I don't know if that's that. The chat will let me know. If I ran Nintendo, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
I think that's the second screen that could really connect the innovation with what they're doing and the familiarity that everybody knows with their phone. That would be cool.
At this point, Nick is yelling at us like, "Guys, you're not doing If We Ran Nintendo. What the hell's going on?" So
we just did like 6 topics, Nick. Come on, man.
So If We Ran Nintendo.
Oh right.
What is? I'm not gonna. I originally had one third party. We'll just see what is a third party franchise we would trade away in order to get another franchise under the Nintendo umbrella. So
okay, explain this.
This is, and I think I worded it wrong when I put this. What I'm trying to do is there a third party out there that you would like to get under the Nintendo umbrella? What franchise?
As an exclusive?
It would become an exclusive to Nintendo. So you would take an exclusive one and give it away. So what franchise would we give away in order to bring in, under the Nintendo umbrella, another franchise?
Oh, Bobby, that's a hard question.
I know.
Let me make sure I'm crystal clear. We're giving away a first party.
We're giving away a first
to
party
get a third party.
Well, to get anything. It could even be Sony or Microsoft, whatever.
Okay, to get somebody else.
To get somebody else's franchise in under the Nintendo umbrella. Which franchise?
I might need some help from the chat on this, man. This is deep, because what we give away it will be held against us forever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking about Kirby. I'm thinking just like get rid of him. But also
you just upset a lot of people, man.
I know. I'm trolling a little bit. We know that thing like that Kirby sells like crazy.
I know.
Kirby sells. I
want to give away Kirby and get Sonic. How about that?
No, Sonic sucks.
I know.
Dude.
I'm just kidding. Come on, there's 2 franchises I don't like. Of course.
Oh man. Does Wonderful 101 count? Can we give that away?
That's Platinum Games.
But it was an exclusive.
Yeah, but that don't matter. Platinum still owns
I wonder
it.
if people would get really mad. Give away ARMS. ARMS is already donezo. Jesse Sackett. That's hilarious.
I don't know.
What did you have in mind for this? Because I'm struggling a little bit. I also don't know if I'm looking at Bayonetta now. Does Bayonetta need to be exclusive? Like, does she need to be Nintendo's?
I think.
Even though it's made
let's
by
put it this
third
way. I think that
Platinum.
Nintendo needs to go into Platinum and buy Platinum. I think
that's a good idea.
I think not, and maybe not buy them, but like making a deal with them to make them like a Naughty Dog or whatever. That
just take like 6 of their teams.
Yeah, like you work exclusively for us now. You know what I mean? Like you're ours. This is how it's going to be. This is how we roll. So that for me would be what I would do. Man, if I had to look at it, and see the thing is, like, I think at first I go, well, they got so many platformers right now, so maybe you give away like a Yoshi. But then if you give away Yoshi, you can't use Yoshi in any of the Mario games anymore. So I don't want to do that.
What about Pilot Wings?
I would probably give away. The thing of it too is that you got to give away something. Like everybody's like saying all the garbage and then picking up the great games. You can't do that.
Yeah, it's got to be a fair trade.
It's got to be a fair trade. It can't be a garbage trade. Mm-hmm. This is going to cause a little heat. But I thought this. What if you gave away Donkey Kong for Banjo?
No, I don't want that.
You wouldn't do that?
That is good. That's I like where your head's at, because
that's
kind of like
parallel.
That's kind of even
to some degree.
What would it take to get Minecraft exclusive on a?
Wow.
Like obviously,
You
it's a
could give
Microsoft
like
thing,
Mario, Zelda, and like $50 billion.
right?
Microsoft is not letting that baby go.
They shouldn't have sold their stock in the Seattle Mariners. They could have traded a baseball team for Minecraft.
Like, here's the Mariners. We'll just give us Minecraft. I look at Minecraft and I go, man, that would be a huge get if they could get that, but they would have had to get that from Mojang or Mojang, whatever. They're not going to get that from. I don't think you get that from Microsoft. They're not letting that one go. I think that like. So I look at the. For me, I'm looking at like the Rare franchises, right? And I go, how do you get the Rare franchises or some of the Rare franchises from, from Microsoft?
Yes. So you want to get maybe like a Diddy Kong Racing?
Well, Diddy Kong Racing you could do because that's Nintendo. Like Diddy Kong is Nintendo. So it's easy to do that. Like, Rare doesn't own Diddy Kong Racing.
That's true.
Like, I'm looking at, like, how do you get Banjo-Kazooie back? How do you get, like, a Conker back? How do you get, like, a Blast Corps back? Or how do you get a Perfect Dark back? Those type of games. So, you look at that and you go, what is it going to take? I would probably, and I know this would definitely be hated to do, but man, what if
There's no good answer.
I know. Because, like, what if you did, like... Right now, we're just talking this out, and eventually we'll stumble upon something good. But, like, what if you did, like, a Metroid for Halo?
I would like that very much. I don't think that trade... Although, like, I guess you're looking at the stock value of these things, right? Like, is Halo on the decline? Is Metroid on the incline?
And that's kind of like they're going to meet in the middle, and
Man, I think that's a bad trade for Nintendo. I think Metroid is... I think the potential for Metroid is pretty big. Halo is a monster. Halo is just... It's just massive. How do you get Contra?
See, how you get Contra is simple. You just go in and you buy Konami out. That's, because that was another thing that I thought, like, how do you get, like, Mega Man? Because I think that...
Okay, hang on a second. The answer, the game that series that we need back on Nintendo is... one of two things. It's the two that left Nintendo and went to Sony that were huge, and if it would be great to have them come back home. Final Fantasy as an exclusive Nintendo, or Metal Gear Solid.
Yes.
Or the future of Metal Gear.
Yeah.
For those to be, I don't even know if you need to trade anything away.
See, my thing is
just dollars.
I look at Metal Gear, right, and I go, man, could you get that back off of Konami? Could you go to Konami and go, hey guys,
Remember when we were friends?
Yeah, but my thing is, like, I think Konami is weak enough that you could say, like, how about we give you this much money and you basically come over to us and you make those franchises then fall under the Nintendo umbrella and they're exclusive to us only, and that's the way we moving forward.
I'm going to change the deal, Bobby. We get Metal Gear, Nintendo, we get Metal Gear, and Konami gets exclusivity for the pachinko machines that are in the Nintendo world in whatever, the Universal Studios Japan.
There you go.
That's line them up. Yep, done. That was so easy.
I think about Square as well. You know what I mean? Because like
Kirby
you said,
for
Square
Crash, just
left.
a second. I don't like either of those, so sure, I don't care. Crash is not good.
Yeah, Crash is not good. Crash is bad. Yeah, no, never.
Sorry.
It's man, it is a hard question. I threw it out there because in my mind. So here was my thinking when I thought about it.
It makes you think, like, what is missing on a Nintendo console?
Well, I look at it and I go, man, because this pisses me off more than anything in the world. Is I feel like Mega Man is getting a second run because of Smash. Like, if they don't put Mega Man in Smash, I don't think that this whole resurgence of Mega Man happens. And so I look at it and I go, man, that would be awesome if Nintendo could get that game, get that franchise over on Nintendo. I'll be honest with you. I would probably be willing to let Metroid go for Mega Man. Because I feel like with Mega Man, you could do a lot more. But... And let me understand.
I feel like there's nothing happening with Mega Man. I feel like you guys like something massive. I feel like there's huge potential with Metroid. Yeah. We've been seeing new Metroid games ever since Metroid stopped making games, and it gets people excited. I just don't know if like there's just the formula for Mega Man is so finite. It's so narrow.
All right, so let me get off. All right, so let me get off Metroid then.
All right,
I'll get away from Metroid.
Okay.
So, but I do like the idea of Mega Man coming to Nintendo because I feel like
exclusive.
Yeah, because I feel like Nintendo could do some good things with it. It's just a matter of like what franchise do you give up for it, and I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have a problem giving Kirby up for anything. You know what I mean? But Kirby is kind of like the guinea pig, and they normally like throw all the crazy ideas at Kirby, and then what sticks kind of moves on to other franchises. So that's a little where you're a little off.
I've got a good trade, Bobby.
Go ahead.
I will give away Fire Emblem. It's gone. Fire Emblem's gone. We get Persona.
No.
Come on!
No.
You don't think so?
Fire Emblem is huge, man.
So was Persona.
Persona's
somebody. We need to have like some super fan do like some form of like stock analysis. Like what are these games selling? Like we have to value these franchises. But I think Persona is massive. I feel like it was giving Final Fantasy a run for its money, and it's giant in Japan. Yes, thank you, Dallas Robbins.
What Dallas say?
I got some support. Dallas, good call, Sean. Yep, Fire Emblem gone, Persona.
But I think Fire Emblem is so big for them right now. So big for them right now.
Yep, Regal Lara. Yeah, man, this is great. I love this live chat. I say things, and I'm like, I don't know, is that stupid? You guys are like, not stupid.
Be careful giving him all this credit, because next thing you know, I start getting effed out.
The best thing is only just a little bit of credit. That was only a little bit of credit. And look what happened.
He just gets his head blows up. Next thing you know, he's like, shut up, Bobby. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, look at all this. Nobody's agreeing with you. Everybody's agreeing with me. That's what I'm talking about. I think that those are my two. I wanted to get Final Fantasy on there, Metal Gear Solid on there, or Persona. I think just leaning into the Japanese, like big, huge Japanese games on Nintendo, just to kind of give it that identity again, definitely pushes Xbox out of the way. We often talk about whether Nintendo's going to be number 3, 2, or 1. This really puts them number 2 at least. I mean, I think
they're number 2 right now.
I think they are too, and I just need to kind of hold Xbox under, just they're trying to get some air just with this X, and then nope, step on their head. We got Persona 2.
So for me, I look at this. I go. I like the idea of Metal Gear. I like the idea of Banjo. I like the idea of Persona. I like the idea of Last of Us. That's a huge one. Like so let's look at this. I feel like Uncharted is kind of done and going away.
Yep.
How do we get Last of Us? That's the question. So
this is a great question, because it can be argued that The Last of Us is the greatest exclusive franchise on PlayStation. And PlayStation has many, right? Yeah. So in order for us to really talk about this, we have to look at Nintendo's greatest. Or maybe we don't. Maybe we look at Nintendo's B. Because I start to think
Nintendo has a few
is The
greatest.
Last of Us with Zelda, right? Or is The Last of Us with Metroid, or The Last of Us and Mario? I think all those Nintendo franchises are all better than The Last of Us. Yeah. I think they're all worth more in terms of just their cachet. So I think this is gonna be a tough one. I don't know what maybe Donkey Kong. Maybe you're down at Donkey Kong for Last of Us, and I don't know that
Sony would do that. That I feel like the only thing that Sony takes or wants to take in order to give Last of Us is probably Zelda.
Zelda, totally.
Yeah, I think, and the question is are you willing to give up Zelda for a game like Last of Us? And I feel like no, I don't feel like you can, because I don't see Last of Us being a 30-year franchise. And with Zelda, there's so many different stories you could tell and go run that way, so it makes it a little tough.
This is a fun topic, Bobby.
It's fun. It's just fun to throw it out there and just see, because you like to see, who would you like to get? You know what I mean? Is there anybody in Microsoft camp that you would like to have, legitimately? I mean, I've been saying Banjo, really. But I mean, other than Banjo, is there anybody?
I feel like Fable could find a home on a Nintendo platform. I feel like they did, but that could be a revival. I just think even Xbox. I was talking to the guys at Game Moose yesterday. The situation over at Microsoft it's getting kind of dire. All the things that were big blockbuster things are kind of dying out. Which you have to give Nintendo credit, because they've managed to maintain that stable of franchises and do it continue to pull from those characters for 30 years. Yeah. Whereas Microsoft, they dedicated studios to Halo and Gears, and Forza's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
That's good. But you're already starting to see that kind of like that fall off.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, man. Fable, I think, could use a revival, and I feel like that is about as close to like it's like a Rare kind of RPG kind of thing. I feel like that fits well on a Nintendo platform. It actually makes more sense on a Nintendo platform than probably the Xbox. I think
the problem with Nintendo is they put so many things under the Mario envelope that you can dude, I would totally give away Mario Party, but you can't because it's tied to Mario.
Right.
Maybe the one, it's funny because we're naming all these games, and the one that don't even come up is Animal Crossing. And
you don't. There's a no trade.
Well, because I thought about it, I was like, we could give away Amiibo Festival, but that's
no.
But then there goes Animal Crossing, and I'm not doing that. I think it goes to show that like how great some of the Nintendo franchises really are, because I first throw this topic out, and I'm like, we could get this, we could get that, and I'm like, but I don't want to give nothing up.
What about Earthbound? Is Earthbound a no trade?
No,
you don't get rid of it?
I would not get
rid of it. They're not doing
Earthbound.
anything with it.
The problem is they're not doing anything with it not because of them. They're not doing anything because of eToy. eToy, the creator, the writer of the game, has rights to it.
Yeah, but don't ground this in realism. We're just making stuff up.
Well, if that's the case, okay, we're not going to ground it in realism. Make a Mother 4. I would rather a Mother 4 than...
Okay, so that's a good... Yeah. Yes.
Like, for me, I would just be like, go make a Mother 4. That's,
Yeah. So what's our final answer? What's the Regis Philbin final answer on
just
this?
leave it alone.
I want Metal Gear. I think Metal Gear is the one that I want. Out of all those, I think that would be...
Metal Gear is one
massive.
I definitely want. But what do you give up for Metal Gear?
What did I say? Pachinko thing. Do the pachinko thing.
We gotta get realistic, man. Come on. We said franchise, not stupid machines.
I give up Metroid. I give up Metroid for Metal Gear.
Oh, man, I don't know that. Are you Joseph Moran? Little Big Planet Racing for Mario Kart?
See, this is, I was worried about Joseph, like, coming up, like, becoming friends with you and then taking my spot on this show.
And with a comment like that, you got no worries, man.
No, it ain't happening. No, I'm good. I'm going to take a picture of that later. Thanks, Joseph.
Anytime I get a little wishy-washy, you're going to be like, Bobby, look at this.
Just wait until, like, you're going to have a show where I can't make it, and the topic is going to be, if we ran Nintendo, what host would we trade for Sean Capri?
That's what we could do later. Alejandro Buendia, he's saying, but could Nintendo do a good Metal Gear story? I think they could, because if you look at games like Fire Emblem, there's solid stories within. They could really do a good job with it. Like, I don't think Nintendo has a great writing staff. They can easily hire someone to write good stories.
That's not what is required. You just need a team to come up with nonsense, and boom, Metal Gear.
That's
and
true,
Nintendo
Metal Gear is not really good stories
factory.
either. Yeah.
They turn on the lights and nonsense comes out of it.
Yeah, anything. Have you watched any of Death Stranding? Like, Kojima is a madman. Like, like, people are all excited for it. I'm like, dude, I see a baby floating down the river, and then here's Norman Reedus coddling it, and, like, what?
Why don't we just talk about the basis for Mario for a second to see if they can come up with his nonsense? It's an Italian plumber. He eats these super mushrooms. He's in the Mushroom Kingdom. The princess gets stolen from this lizard king, whatever.
Stapleton just said something. Batman. To the Arkham.
Batman for Bayonetta? Yeah, easy.
But they don't own Bayonetta.
I don't know.
He's saying Bayonetta, Toad, and a minor league pitcher.
I want to comment on something. Okay. What's up, Gabe Hills? David Ray, good friend. Yeah. He's saying that I get a haircut. I did get a haircut a little while ago, but the thing that is different today is that I showered. And I got all, like, I'm even wearing, like, cologne. Like, I got, I'm wearing the shirt that Bobby and I know, but it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like we're prepared. It's like I'm not going to wear makeup, so I might as well throw on some. I want it to be spot on for this lovely episode, Bobby. I got like I said, this is the shirt I bought when me and you met. That's pretty sweet.
The next time we go, time you come to New York, we're going to have to try to get some people up there, right?
That's what I was just going to say. So I'm looking beginning of October, but nothing's confirmed yet. But we're going to have to figure something out. We're going to have a big meetup at Nintendo World. It's going to be amazing. Everybody brings their Switch. We'll have a huge Splatoon tournament.
Oh, that'll be amazing. That'll be amazing.
Yeah. Or a Rabbids tournament by then. I don't even know what's possible there.
I don't know.
Thank you, David. Blushing now.
That is all.
Aw.
Thank you guys so much for coming out, watching this, hanging out, everything. Thank you to Patreon for making this happen. You've made us better, I feel, on some level. I do shower a lot. Good Lord. Anyway, that is all. Thank you guys for watching. You can follow us, Instagram, Twitter, for myself, at Nintendo Gurus. Follow the show, If We Ran Nintendo, on the Twitters. Sean Capri, Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants.
Sean like Krusty. Krusty Sean.
Oh, good God.
Lick my greasy whatever. What does she say?
I don't know.
Shout out to Gary Gray and everybody else throwing that picture my way. Thank you guys.
Good Lord.
Krusty Sean.
So you can check out the show on YouTube. You can also check it out on iTunes, dayspace.com, WeTheNerdy.com, Google Play, all over the place, wherever you can get stuff. iTunes, whatever, podcast, good stuff. Now I'm falling apart. Now the show's going off the rails.
You're fine. You're fine. Okay. Keep it rolling.
So that is all. See me later.
I'll see you later, Bobby and everybody else, because we did this live and that was so much fun. Hooray!